into Studio 10, and it is never too late for a pick-me-up. And with all of these April showers that some of us face, sometimes we're stuck wondering, how can we turn them into May flowers? But don't worry, we've got our motivator in studio with us today. We've got Shanell Henry. How are you?
Well, how are you, Ms. Rochelle?
Fantastic. Now that you're here and you're here to give us some inspiration, you always leave us with something that really makes us change our perspective altogether. So we're so excited to have you. But Shanell, you know, when we find ourselves in the midst of a shower, or when life derails us, our plans fall through, we get disappointed.
Yes.
Sometimes it's really hard to think that, hey, there might be something better on the outside of this. Have you ever gone through that before?
Absolutely, and often. I think as long as we live, we'll have situations that come that are considered showers, right?
Yeah.
But we just have to try our best to press in to the positives and just think on those thoughts that are pure and that bring joy. Because challenges are after our peace and our joy. So.
Yeah, and they're unavoidable.
Yeah.
But just like you said, one of the things we can do is change our perspective. How exactly can we do that?
So important to pursue positive perspective, just looking for the good in the situation. As a man thinketh, so is he. So what are we pondering on? It's truly an inner work. Again, there's so much that comes after our joy and our peace, but we have to be intentional to know that, hey, when I think on the good, things could certainly turn around. It's hope. It's hope. Hope isn't an aggressive expectation. So just stand firm to know that things can turn around. It may not happen when you want it to, but when you ponder on it, it can and it shall.
That's right. We got to focus our mind and shift it to think on the positives.
Yes.
But a lot of times, as much as we do that, that adversity keeps coming and it keeps hitting us.
Yes.
But you said not to park there. Why is that?
We cannot park in adversity. There will always be something, someone, circumstances, situations that will come for us, which will be a storm. But if we sit and wallow in it, it's unhealthy. So you can't park there. Yes, you need to process. I like to say, pull over. It's okay to pull over, but don't park there. That's a part of the process, but you have to keep going. It made me think of traffic controllers. You go to the airport, they're like, keep it moving, keep it moving. You pull over for a minute. You see an accident. I just saw one yesterday. The police officers are directing traffic, keep it moving. So you cannot stay put in adversity. You have to know that you gotta keep going. And that's when you value your peace and your joy. Like, I cannot stay here. I have to keep going. You cannot stay put on the negatives and wallow in the adversity. Keep going. Don't allow the showers of adversity drown you in despair.
I love that.
Keep going.
Pull over, don't park. Now, I have to say, I'll put myself out here on the spot. I can be the queen of having a pity party. But sometimes, let's say you have a friend who's doing that. How do you help lift them out and remind them, hey, pull over, but don't park. We're not staying here.
I'm glad you brought that back, because just as I was talking about traffic controllers, they're in a position, in a role to control the traffic, right? Who are we allowing access to help us to navigate the pain that we go through? So having someone around you that will encourage you, that will comfort you, is exactly how it happens, and allow them to have the access to do so.
That's right. And you said that last time. Remember, the people you surround yourself with really have a big influence on you too.
Absolutely.
Now, step 3 is all about pruning. What exactly does that even mean?
Yes. So when you think about pruning a plant in horticulture, what they're doing is they're cutting off anything that is dead and diseased around that plant, which in turn promotes the health and the growth of a plant. So some of the showers that we go through, we put on our own selves. We need to access. How have I put myself in a toxic relationship, making a poor choice, making poor decisions? We need to cut away. Ensure, like, I need to get out of this relationship. Is it debt? I need to watch my spending and budget. Just assess where you're planted. Who are you planted around? How are you making decisions for the greater good? And so pruning, the pruning process, being transparent, like, you know what, I did this to myself. I brought this storm on myself. And in order for me to come out, I have to make a change for the greater good. It's a learning process, and we're all a work in progress. We just have to keep pushing, because adversity, again, as long as we live, it's coming. It comes for our peace. It comes for our joy. But when you value your peace and your joy, you could stand firm and, again, pursue positive perspective. So key, so important, as well as standing firm to come out.
That is right. That accountability factor that you just mentioned, I love that as well, because sometimes we are the reason we're in the situation, but hey, we're a work in progress. We can work on it. Well, Shanell, thank you so much for giving us the motivation that we need. Her socials are there below, because Shanell doesn't just give us motivation on Monday. It's every day of the week. But stick around, everybody. We've got